right now on LL Bean Guide to the Outdoors.
Never had the opportunity to really hunt grizzly in Alaska. So we're going to head upstream and hopefully run into Mr. Big Bad Bear.
And within the first 5 minutes, we saw a nice bear.
You can't shoot a sow with cubs. Don't want to shoot a sow with cubs. We got to review the tape. We can't do anything until we look in the footage. I'm definitely coming back next August. We are going to finish this with a bear. Day 2, in comes the weather. I don't know whether I'm cursed or what. I got to see if I can at least get some fish.
LL Bean started with one simple idea: build a comfortable boot that would keep his feet warm and dry. Well, necessity became the mother of invention, and the Maine hunting shoe was created. What followed was a legacy that would span a century. And little did he know that the boot he made for himself would still be made the same way 100 years later. LL Bean has grown to become the worldwide resource for all who love the outdoors. So join great-grandson of LL Bean, Bill Gorman, and discover your adventure with LL Bean's Guide to the Outdoors.
Alaska, the largest state in the U.S., is home to vast landscapes ranging from marshland to permafrost and massive mountain ranges. With most of Alaska being uninhabited, the wildlife reigns supreme, and different subspecies of brown bear cover a large portion of this land. Bill Gorman is no stranger to brown bear, but has never had the chance to hunt for grizzly in the U.S.
This is going to be a really cool trip. I've hunted grizzlies or brown bears before in Russia and Romania, but I'd never had the opportunity to really have a hunt for grizzly in Alaska. So we're up there in the fall season. That's where weather can hit you, but it's also where you get bigger bears. They've had time to put on 30, 40 pounds a month, and then, I mean, we're looking for tanks, so hopefully we'll find a half track or so.
Bill makes the long haul from Florida to Alaska and finally arrives in Nome, where he meets up with his guide, Chris.
Normally in Alaska, you can't hunt the same day as when you fly. We had a commercial flight. If it's a commercial flight, you can. If it's a small airplane where you can spin around and check out where all the bears are and stuff like that, you gotta wait 24 hours.
So on the way out, we got a 70-some mile drive out to camp. So a lot of area we can hunt bears on the way out of camp on the first day that you fly in.
Comfortable drive all the way there. We stopped on the way, took a few shots with a rifle to make sure the rifle was on. Pay the money, he says. Now I'm ready to hunt. Didn't see any day 1, but it was cool just to be there and be in hunting mode already. Well, I tell you, this is the official day 1. The bears should be near the water. There's still salmon in the water. There's blueberries on the hillside. So you got to look at the hillsides near the road. You got to look at the hillsides near the water. And I think we're going to run into a bear sooner or later. So today we're starting out in a jet boat. So we're going to head upstream and hopefully run into Mr. Big Bad Bear. God, we're about an hour plus into the ride. We're just heading right upstream. The sun's coming out, warming up a little bit. I mean, it's still colder than all get out, but I tell you, you just feel alive out here. It's beautiful.
We got a lot of means of hunting up here with ATV, boat, or the main road, but we decided to take the boat up the river. And we went up the river 20-some miles and got up on a hill and glassed.
We spent about 2 hours coming up the river, finally got here. Everything's just beautiful right now. So what we're trying to do right now is pick a high vantage point where we can sit and look over just miles of territory. Let things settle down for an hour or two, see what comes in.
And within the first 5 minutes, we saw a nice bear.
LL Bean Guide to the Outdoors is brought to you by LL Bean, trusted, innovative, authentic guide to the outdoors. Advanced insulation technology for hunting gear. Primaloft, proven warm even when wet. Mossy Oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. And Swarovski Optic. Bill Gorman is hunting for grizzly bear in Alaska, and on the first morning out, he located one pretty quickly.
Had this big boy pop up over here about 1,000, 1,200 yards. Got in the boat, tried to cut the distance in half. As soon as we get out, we figured he should be right over the rise. Went all the way up over the hilltop, crested it, nothing.
Evidently the bear gave us a slip. I don't know if he heard us coming or what happened, but we never spotted him again.
With no luck out on the boat today, Chris decides they need to change vehicles for tomorrow's hunt.
Today we're swapping over to four-wheelers. What we're trying to do is head over some of these tall points. I guess there's a river farther back that most people don't go to, so shouldn't be disturbed, should be some bears there, and we'll get out and see what we can find.
The biggest challenge to hunting bears is covering ground up here. This is not super rugged terrain, but there's no infrastructure. There's really rugged trails. You have to have the right equipment to hunt bears because you have to put on the miles. You have to travel long distances. Well, we're gonna start easing up the creek. We'll be glassing all the hillsides on the way up, and at some point we'll cross over and down into another drainage.
Really? But how far?
4 miles, something like that.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I was expecting something like 20.
Oh, we'll go that far, but...
It'll feel like it anyhow.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I'm psyched. Hang on to your hat, because this is awesome. But we're going through rivers that have got to be 3 feet deep, maybe more. I mean, at one point I had my quad floating, but overall, what a cool time.
We head out there, we get to the first spot to look out. I pull my glasses up to take a look, and immediately, Chris sees a bear.
And sure enough, this is big old bear. Just beautiful blonde with brown. I mean, this bear is amazing. And I get the glasses on, we all got the glasses, I've got my rifle ready. But we saw something off to the side that didn't look right. And on closer examination, there was a cub. See a second cub, then a third cub.
We just picked the spot to stop, but sure enough, there's a sow with 3 cubs up here. Beautiful, beautiful hide. Everything about it is awesome. You know, just to see that sow with her cubs, it's a pretty cool sight. I mean, it's just beautiful. Welcome to wild Alaska.
You can't shoot a sow with cubs, don't want to shoot a sow with cubs. And it was just so cool to see her go up that hillside, sit on the top, eat some blueberries. The little guys are ranging around having fun. It is just amazing.
The guys move on, but the hunt goes south from there. It's day after day and mile after mile with no bear.
This year seemed to be a different year because we weren't seeing the bear numbers that we usually see. It's a abnormal silver salmon run this year and red salmon run this year. Basically what it is the bears are not having to move around as much as normal to find food. You know, they got to get as much calories as they can in the fall of the year to get all the fat they can. So they don't have to go very far to find salmon. They don't have to go very far to find berries. It's just right there.
Their schedule is all their own, and their travel has changed from year to year.
Covering hundreds of miles over the week, there were a couple more sightings, but they never located a mature boar until the last day.
Feeling pretty good. We get down, we get comfortable, we start class, and it's not 5 minutes into it, and Louis is like, oh my God, I got a bear. Give me some backup. He said, I'm pretty sure it's a bear. But this thing's like 3 miles away. I grabbed my Swarovskis out, and you know with Swarovskis, you're gonna see it. And sure enough, beautiful big brown bear. And Louis says, you know, we gotta go for it.
It's gonna be a long stalk. It's through tough stuff. I'm afraid we'll spook him out if we try to get any closer on the river. So it's gonna be a tough hike over some pretty rough tundra, but it's our best play, so we're gonna make it.
To learn more about your guide to the outdoors, check out our lander page at llbean.com/GTO. This segment is brought to you by LL Bean, trusted, innovative, authentic guide to the outdoors. Taking a long hike across the treacherous Alaskan terrain, Bill and Louie are getting close to being in shooting range of this big boar they spotted from 3 miles away.
Tundra riding across is one thing. It's probably the most miserable thing in the world to walk across. But if you don't make the effort, you don't get the bear.
We start sneaking up the hill further and further. Finally, we get to around 300 yards.
I'm as comfortable as I think I can be. Yes, my heart is racing. I get set up, I tune the rifle scope for 300 yards. Everything's good to go, camera's on it.
I'm on him.
Looks like a good shot, sounds like a good shot. He flinches back, he turns. It looks just like textbook grizzly getting hit. His response after that shot was just barreling running straight to the thickest willows around. Classic grizzly move.
He doesn't come out the far side, he doesn't come over the top. We've got a bear potentially hit, we gotta go look. We went to the spot where I thought he was at and looking for blood. And then we spent the next 2 to 3 hours going through some of the thickest stuff you'll ever encounter in your life. Never found a sign that a bear was hit. We got to review the tape. We can't do anything until we look at the footage. And we actually played it frame by frame in a slow motion. And at that point, when you see the bullet actually hit well before the bear and then skip up,
when it happened, in an instant, it looked like the bear was hit, but when we looked at the footage, it was clear bear wasn't hit, so we were happy with that.
the bad news is something hit that bullet to make it drop so much farther.
And it was a tumbling bullet that came flying past the bear, along with the sound of the shot when that finally got there to cause the bear to flinch a little bit.
Had a great week, but now we've got to head back to the airport and head back home. Unfortunately, no bears. I'm definitely coming back next August. We are going to finish this with a bear. You know, I'm one to never give up. Last year I took a trip to Alaska, went after grizzly bear. This year I'm heading back. I've got to get this bear on the ground and tag him. As you know, a lot of trips I've been doing lately, I've been bringing my assistant Scott Quinney along, and I'm going to do the same on this trip for two reasons. One, he does such a great job pulling this show together, and two, he's an excellent fly fisherman.
You know, Bill had asked me if I'd ever caught a salmon before, and I told him I had not, and he said, I have a great idea. Why don't you join me in Alaska? I'm gonna hunt for grizzly. You could fish for silvers. Obviously, I said yes right away. I was extremely excited, and off to Alaska we went.
With another trip around the world, Bill gets back into camp and wastes no time hitting the trails.
We got the quads ready, we're gonna head out into the hills, and Chris is gonna tell us exactly what we're doing and how soon to see the bears.
Well, we're gonna head up the trail here, and there's some salmon streams that the salmon are into now. It's getting toward the tail end of the pinks and chums, and the silvers are starting. So the bears are between the salmon stream and the blueberries up on the hills. So we'll glass the streams and the hills, and hopefully we can find you a bear.
Alrighty. Now, last year we got tons of blueberries and no fish, but this year we got both, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
There's so many ways to get around. There's so much land to see. There are times when the bears are in the blueberries. There are times when the bears are on the water. So you've got millions of acres here, and we're trying to cover as much as we can. First day out was pretty exciting. We took the quads out, and again, we just go up over the mountain tops and see what we can see. And sure enough, we did see bears.
Okay, if you look way down on the river on the far beach.
For trailers, behind-the-scenes photos, and everything the GTO crew is up to, check us out at facebook.com/guide to the outdoors. LL Bean Guide to the Outdoors is brought to you by LL Bean, trusted, innovative, authentic guide to the outdoors. Advanced insulation technology for hunting gear. Primaloft, proven warm even when wet. Mossy oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. And Swarovski Optic. Bill Gorman is back in Alaska, trying to get his first ever U.S. grizzly bear, and Chris has just spotted some down on the river.
Silent cubs, not what we're after. Oh, well, at least we're seeing bear today, but we can't shoot a mother with kids. You don't shoot a sow with cubs. A little later, we saw another sow with cubs. The good thing about that is the population is still growing, and for day one, that was just fantastic to see. Well, sure enough, day one for us was fantastic. Day two, in comes the weather. You know, I talked to Chris, and he said the bear aren't going to be active in the rain. And he suggested basically we get in the truck and maybe drive the road, because there is a smaller river. We can see over one mountain pass, and there are blueberries there. So potentially there could be bears there.
After a few days and a few hundred miles on the road, the rain was beginning to break, and it might just be enough to get the boars up and moving.
You know, the weather's been bad. We decided to drive the road, and we're coming back late one evening, and you know, it's still legal shooting hours, but it's in that twilight, which is just in between and getting close. We see a bear just come crashing out of the river, and he's heading up the mountainside. And it's cool to see, but now we gotta get off the road before he gets anywhere. By the time I'm even set up to shoot, that bear's already at 350 yards, and he's behind the brush. I can see his hump, I can see his head, but I don't have a shot. After that, he runs off the mountainside. You gotta let him go. I mean, we still got more days to hunt, but that was a big bear, but we just couldn't do anything with it. So hopefully we'll have another encounter with him.
But as the bad weather continues, the guys decide it's time for a change of pace.
Really bad weather here back up in Council where we have our bear tag for. But what we're gonna do right now is get a little fishing in. I gotta see if I can at least get some fish.
This is an inlet right at the Bering Sea. There's been a lot of fresh silvers coming in here. We've been doing pretty well here. Been catching a lot of fish, and what I'm hoping to do is get the same setup that's been working for me, get Bill fishing it, and hopefully he's gonna get some silvers and have a great day, and see how much fun it is catching them.
So far, so good. The funny thing is, you're just seeing fish jump everywhere. The hard thing is knowing what fly to put on, how to make it work. This wind isn't friendly, but guess we didn't need it to be. Double haul still works. Either way, I'm gonna catch a fish.
And the wind must have been 30 to 50 miles an hour all day long at our back. And so nymphing and even throwing streamers was extremely difficult to do. But Bill persevered maybe less than a half hour, an hour before he had fish on.
There we go. You're seeing these things, they look like giant logs getting thrown out of the river. They are monstrous fish. And once you hook into them, you can really appreciate the fight they give you. Oh, knuckle buster almost. First silver. Let's see if we can land them. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Let's get over the water so I don't dump. It's official. Finally got one. Now if the bear can cooperate, we'll be good. Hey, I had a great day on the beach. Fishing with Scott was fantastic. I hooked 4 fish. I actually landed 1. I popped a couple off, but after that, we just took off. We caught up with Louis at 5, and the start of the day was great.
We're gonna take a ride, probably 8 miles one way, and look into a really good little salmon stream and some blueberry patches along the way, and hopefully we're gonna see a bear out there.
Louis is the type of person, he just instills confidence upon you. What to look forward to, how your machine can tip, what area you're gonna actually cover, where the bear should and shouldn't be.
Usually it's going to be in that dark red stuff, you know, on the hillsides over there. I mean, this isn't primo, but this next hill.
At night, you like to come down to the river?
Yep. We'll go over and look into this next salmon stream over here, and then on the way back, we'll be able to check out the river later at night.
The guys looked high and low over the next 2 days, but even with Louis' expertise, the bears appeared to be held up, and they could only locate sows with cubs.
This week's been great. Unfortunately, I just didn't see a bear to shoot. I mean, the good thing is we're seeing a lot of bears, sows and cubs, which means there's going to be a healthy population for future generations to come. This week, as well as last year, have been very tough. You know, just trying to find the bear you want to shoot. Last year I had a deflection. This year we did not get the right shot on a bear. I don't know whether I'm cursed on grizzlies and browns or what. I can't seem to make it happen in the U.S. It doesn't mean I'm going to give up. So next year, I'm not sure where I'm going, but I'm getting my brown bear.